Hello, Aldwyn Altuney here. Welcome to Media Queen TV. We have a wonderful guest with us today, Edith Wolek, all the way from the UK. She is a branding consultant, an absolute gem of a lady, and I'll tell you a little bit about her before we cover our hot topic for today, which is 7 steps to successful branding. This is absolutely crucial if you're in business and you want to stand out to get your branding sorted. Now, Edith is the founder of Emperor's Media, branding and design consultancy, supporting women with alignment of core values to business branding and marketing. She's the publisher of Courage Magazine Global, an inspirational magazine for women in business, which provides support, guidance, and visibility to business women. Edith has won multiple awards, among which is Marketing Project Award and Recognition Award in cultivating customer intimacy. I love that, Edith. Welcome to Media Queen TV.
Hello, welcome everyone, and thank you very much for being here, and thank you for this opportunity, Aldwyn.
It's fantastic to have you here. I can't wait to hear more of your story. You are coming to us from the UK, about 2 hours out of London. Is that correct?
That's right.
And for those who know the UK, where are you exactly 2 hours out of London?
It's just in the middle of the UK. So it's a small city called Nottingham, where Robin Hood comes from.
Ah, Nottingham. Beautiful. Fantastic. And Edith, so of course the question is, where is your amazing accent from? Because it doesn't sound quite UK, right? And what was it that took you to the UK?
Oh no, I keep on saying that my accent is global because I hop from continent to continent.
Yes.
So I was born in Poland, and then I lived in America, and now I'm in the UK. So it's a mixture of all different accents. Plus, I have international friends with all over the globe. So I'm just picking up. I'm like a sponge with all accents. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Actually, I was just doing a Global Good News Challenge yesterday. I just did day 1 of 5 for the May Global Good News Challenge. And I was just saying there to one of the ladies, she mentioned she had Turkish and Greek background. And I mentioned I have Turkish, Greek, Ukrainian background, born in Sydney. And I said, I'm so grateful for how multicultural the world is. People are just so mixed now, and it's wonderful. We can bring different cultures together and all live harmoniously for the most part, except for those that are warring at the moment. There's no winners in war, right? So except for those that are warring, the rest of us are living quite happily and doing the best we can with our lives, right? So what took you to the UK, Edith?
We just moved to UK because it's closer to our family who are in Poland, and my husband is Hungarian. So we get to travel to Europe and European countries all the time. Not during COVID, unfortunately, but now it's all easing up, and we have the wonderful opportunity to visit our friends and family in Europe.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. We've got Kate here with us. Hello, Kate. Good to see you. She says, hey, ladies.
Hello,
hey,
Kate.
Kate. How are you today? How are you? And look, it is actually that time of the month where we do have the Global Good News Challenge on at the moment, which is all about sharing gratitude and good news to lift the vibration on the planet right now. So while we're in the theme of the moment, for those who are joining us, please let us know, where are you coming from right now? Where are you watching us from? And what are you grateful for today? Let us know in the comments there. What are you grateful for today? And as I see them, I can pop them up on the screen as well. And this will be interactive today. So if you have any questions for Edith around branding, then please do come forward with those. Now, Courage Magazine. What inspired you to do Courage Magazine, Edith?
Oh my goodness. It's just the whole, my whole career. And now I can see how it evolved and how it came about. But exactly what made me create this is to create an opportunity for women to step out of their comfort zone and be authentic and just pour their stories and how they started their own businesses. Because I wanted to start my own business 22 years ago, and I didn't know how, I didn't know any business skills. I didn't know anything like how to start and create it. And so I took the road of being an employee. And I see now how my employment has helped me to create my business that I have right now, and how how it all evolved into creating the magazine. And magazine is my vision for women who have small or medium-sized businesses, and they don't know how to market their services. They don't know how to put their products out there and promote them and market their services. So that's why this is a medium for them to, and a stage for them to tell the world about their business and services they are providing, and show their faces to a wider audience.
Absolutely. And Courage magazine. Now, courage is something we all need. It's a crucial human trait, I would say, to have courage. And it takes courage to speak up. It takes courage to share your truth with people, even when you know that they may not like what you have to say. Right?
Totally agree. That's what it takes. It takes courage to start business, to be authentic, and to be yourself and speak for yourself and for your product or services.
Yes, absolutely. And so I love this topic about branding. Those who know me, my name is quite unique, Aldwyn Altuney. So Media Queen is a lot easier for people to say than Aldwyn Altuney, right? They have a lot of challenges, probably like with your name too, right, Edith?
Totally.
Yeah. So having a good brand name and having good branding so you stand out from the crowd, I think is really, really important. And I'm really curious how you got into the branding field yourself.
Sure. As I said previously, my career evolved, and the last 7 years I spent working with international giant, and they helped me to step into that role, and like allow me to be on a branding side and support other businesses to help them with their branding. And now, having my own business, I have customers who are coming to me all the time saying, I don't know what branding is, can you please help me? I have no idea. All I think of branding is logo, and that's not what branding
Is
is. You
yes.
Branding is you, and how you present yourself, and how you speak for your brand, and who you want to work with, and all those parts together, and how you make your customers feel. That's what branding is all about.
How you make your customers feel. I love that. And when you were saying that you were an employee at one point, all masters were once students,
Yeah.
right? All masters were once students, and everything is hard until it becomes easy, right? So the
Oh,
other thing, have patience on this journey. If you are in business, often a lot of business people get very impatient. They just want results straight away. And at any one time, there's only 3% of people that are ready to do business with you at any one time anyway. And people need to hear you speak at least 10 to 12 times before they even consider doing business with you. Most times, like trust is a huge factor. So how important is your brand to build trust?
It is one of the most important parts of your business. You've got to start from branding and align your branding to your core values, and that's when you start. It's crucial. Without
Yes.
branding, you're just putting out different messages, different ideas, different everything. And branding puts it all together in a nice, lovely package that people understand, people get familiar with, because of consistency of your branding, consistency in your messaging. And that's how you create that package, and that's in my opinion, that's how you should start. Or if you haven't started with that, then it gets to be implemented as soon as possible.
Yes, it's interesting working with a lot of entrepreneurs over the years. Now, I've actually been in business 20 years, would you believe, Edith? And for most of that time, it's kind of been cruise mode. It's been cruise mode. And I've always had this thing, love what you do, the money will come, and it hasn't been about the money for me. And I must say it's been quite an extraordinary ride. However, I'm at a point now in my business, I'm ready to scale, right? I've been in cruise mode. I've had a full-time assistant now for a few years. However, I really right now am at a point where 2 extra team members right now in the next month is what I'm going to be looking for. So I'm at a real point of sort of letting go of doing a lot of the things myself. And I think that's a big challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs in business, is actually letting go and building the team, building the dream team. And with branding, it is absolutely crucial. I totally agree with you. It's absolutely crucial. And a lot of entrepreneurs that I've dealt with, they have so many things on the go that they find this really challenging to brand themselves. So when someone comes to you and they've got, say, 3 to 5 different projects on the go, how do you break that down and how do you start with them?
First, we would have an initial consultation, and then we would figure out what do they want and how fast they want to get there, because not everybody wants it tomorrow. Not everyone wants it straight away. Somebody wants to, spread it, let's say, creating their branding within the next 6 months, within 9 months. So we get to figure out, how fast does it need. And we've got to remember that it is crucial. So faster we get there, faster we're going to see results, and faster we're going to see customers converting and helping your business. So after the initial consultation, I would go through another consultation or a couple different consultations of briefing in, we call it, as designers. We brief in and find out what parts are the most important to the business, because there are all different divisions of businesses, there are all different products. And so we break it down and then we move forward. And then I have a mastering your branding strategy, that we would go through that strategy and figuring out your core values, your messaging, and create this branding strategy for that business. And then later on, we would design it and apply it to all the different social media channels, all the websites, products, and services, and roll it all out.
Got it. Wow, there's quite a process there. Yeah. And today's topic, we are talking about 7 steps to successful branding. So can we run through those steps, please, Edith?
Totally. So I've created 7 steps to successful branding to help entrepreneurs and business owners get clarity on branding and get the first idea what branding is, and then start from there. So step number 1 is be true to yourself. Be authentic and sit down with yourself or sit down with a friend or anyone and just find out who you truly are, and your most important values, your core values, that you wouldn't have it any other way. Like if you, let's say, if you want to set up your family, like what do you want your family to look like, and just write it down, all the steps, all your core values, and then be that business that you want for yourself or going forward. So that's step number 1, being authentic. Second step is become the media. So we love the media, and
Yes.
be the source of information, be the source of creating a community, be the source of creating value for your customers. So you can create events like this. You can create groups, social media groups, create local groups that you meet once a week with other people who are your target audience, hopefully, or do something to create that kind of atmosphere, a media atmosphere. And become the expert that you want to be. So that's number 2. And if you sign up for either Courage Magazine Global, or if you would send me an email, I can send you the PDF with the 5 steps, with detailed information about those 7 steps and what you can do moving forward.
Yeah, great. Just on that number 2, I love that so far. Being authentic, number 1, and number 2 is what you were saying there about. Was number 2? Just remind me. I just skipped my mind for a second. It was just
become a media.
Yes, become media and become an expert. Now, if you know 10% more than someone else, you can teach something. So this is often a lot of people say, oh, I don't know enough, or who am I to speak up about that topic? And so I encourage people watching this now to notice when the imposter syndrome comes in, because it's often fear that is stopping you from moving forward. So loving this so far, Edith. That is brilliant. Fantastic.
Yeah,
please continue.
Yeah, and stepping out of your comfort zone, I say step out of your comfort zone every single day, because if you're not stepping out every day, then you're not growing. Every
True.
step forward, every time you do something different, then you're growing, and you can support others. If you're growing, then others will feel that they are growing with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, love that.
So number three is all about defining your niche. So if this word scares you, defining your niche is the simplest way is, who do you want to work with? Who do you want to work with? Because I would start like this. If you don't know, a lot of my customers says, oh, I want to attract all different customers. I want to, anyone can buy my product. And that's not what it is. It's the person who you want to sell it to is going to be attracted to your product or service. So defining it, I think number 1 is who you want to work with, and number 2 is who would most likely buy your product. And merge them all two together. And I have also step-by-step instruction how to figure out your niche. So that would be really supportive to do that before you create entire branding, because you wouldn't know who to communicate your message to.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing, is it really does define your marketing message when you're really clear who your avatar is, or your ideal client, as they say. And if you niche it down, you can always expand later on your niche. However, start with a niche and really target that person, and it's like having a conversation with that person. So if you think about your favorite client who you love to work with, who pays you the most and the easiest to deal with, that person would be an ideal client for people. However, for those starting in business, maybe who haven't had any clients yet, what about for those kind of people? What do they do?
So for those people, I would go back to who you want to work with. There must be somebody that you love working with, and who are start reaching out to your friends and family and asking them, do you know anyone who needs that service or product? And then once you run out, then you've got to pick up your phone and start doing the hard work of cold calling. But everybody started somewhere. That's the old saying. But you've got to push yourself. You've got to push yourself and reach out to whoever is on your current email list. If you don't have a current list, start creating email list. Start creating valuable information and collecting the informations in exchange of that. So like we have opt-in pages, and we have like all different digital products that we are giving away for free. But in exchange, in a fair exchange of that, we are receiving email addresses. And then further, as a next level, you market to those services. You market to the people who are giving you the email address, and you send them valuable information via email. But also you can attract them to your product later on, and through right messaging, it's going to be a fair exchange further down, and that's called funneling. It's more about marketing now, but yeah.
And with good branding, you will attract people. You will actually magnetize your clients, as opposed to a lot of push marketing that is happening nowadays, where people are, buy my thing, join my thing, etc. A lot of that going on. Whereas if you have a really good brand, and you have that likability factor and that talkability factor, where people are talking about you, you've got a good reputation that's growing out there, naturally you will attract clients to yourself. And really looking after people too, I think, is important, Edith. Do the best you can for your clients. Customer service is something that often is not that great around the world that I've seen. Customer service can be pretty shocking. And I always say, hurt people hurt people. So if someone's being nasty to you right now, don't take it personally. It could just be that they've got some stuff going on, right? However, when you do give really good customer service, you definitely wow your audience, you wow your clients, and you wow people, which will have them coming back to you. And I actually see this with my clients who go to the media. I had a client, Colin Lee, recently was on Channel 7. He was very nervous about going on Channel 7 because he hadn't been on before. And we did some media training and built up his courage, built up his confidence in getting on the media. And he absolutely blitzed it. And in fact, the Channel 7 reporter wants to interview him again. He had an interview on radio on 96.5. And again, a few other stories are going to come out of that one as well. So having confidence and courage and having clear branding. He's known as the property prince. So having a good brand, he's a buyer's agent, and having a good, strong brand is really important. And having, testimonials, and having that proof of third-party proof of that you're doing a good job. Those reviews, etc., are really important too now to help build the trust. So yes, great. Great tips. I'm enjoying this so far, Edith. This is really good. Seven steps to successful branding with Edith Wolek from the UK. If you've just joined us, thank you so much. Kate says she's from the Gold Coast. Amazing. She's loving it.
Wow.
Thank you, Kate. Lovely. And she says she's doing excellent. Thank you so much. If you just joined us, let us know, where are you joining us from and what are you grateful for today? We have got the Global Good News Challenge happening for May. You can start your challenge anytime between now and Friday. It's absolutely free. And lift the energy on the planet. That's what it's all about. And that's what we're doing here today with Edith. All right, Edith, what else have we got there on those 7 steps?
Oh, so seven steps to successful branding. We've covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is now number 5.
Number 5.
Hold on. Last one was number 3, define your niche. And
Yes.
so that's number 4.
Number 4. We're up to number 4.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, number 4. And number 4.
Number 4.
And number 4. This is all like building the intensity. Like, what is coming next? This is fantastic.
Yes, I didn't number them. I just quickly wrote them down. I've got it memorized, but I didn't number them. And so number
good.
4
Yes.
is meet your audience where they are.
Oh, yes, I love that one. Meet your audience where they're at. Yes.
So once you define your audience, you know who they are. You know how to communicate with them. You know what messaging to send out. You've got to find out where they hang out. Coffee shops or library. Your audience is hanging out somewhere. If there are moms that in business, then they are hanging out in children's groups and schools, and so you've got to figure out where they are. Are they using social media? Do they like I'm sure most well, I can't say that, but a lot of moms want to take care of their health, to be healthy for their children. So they might be hanging out in the gym. They might be just going for a jog in the park. So find out where they are and how you can reach to them by knowing where they are.
Nice. I like it. Fantastic.
So number 5 is start with your value proposition. So value proposition is something that you want to, what value are you bringing, and how are you being different to the rest of the people in your category, in your what you're doing. So how are you defining your branding, and how are you being different, and how much value are you bringing to your customers?
Yes.
So I had a customer the other month that are in construction company, and they are the same products, the same services, but the way they are different is how they are serving customers. They are reaching out, they are creating awards, they are creating all different events that help support those who are buying from them. So they've created, one of the events they've created was like their construction company, so their customers are plasterers and people who are doing DIYs. So how they are, who is where their customers are hanging out, and the most places they are hanging out is in the pub. So, so most
Right.
plasterers are hanging out in the pub after work. They go for a pint of beer, or two or three, but they created events in the pub, for them. Like, I don't know what kind of, because I'm not a pub goer, but
Yes.
but like quizzes and all different events that are going on in the pub, which was amazing, and that's how they differentiate themselves from any other construction companies. So find what makes you different, and it doesn't have to be a huge step. It doesn't have to be um, huge difference, but only teeny tiny step is going to help you with your help you. It will help you stand out.
Yes, what makes you different? So, for example, with me, with my media business, what makes me different is that I promote conscious media, right? So, I'm a stand for more truth and good news in the world to help lift the energy on the planet and decrease depression and suicide rates, right? So, that makes me different to a lot of other people who've worked in the media, is what I stand for. The difference also in my media business is we guarantee publicity, which not many people do that. In fact, I don't know anyone else who guarantees publicity in the media with what we do. So that's another big standout factor. So what is it for you, Edith? What is it that makes you stand out as an example? What is it that's different for you?
Well, I support women in helping them with their authenticity and stepping out from stepping into their courage and power, so they can create big things and create change in the world.
Yeah, beautiful. And of course, your story is unique, your background's unique, and that's the thing, is that for you watching this now too, your X factor is your story. And that makes you unique as a person. And that's the thing, is people are going to want to do business with people, right? And it's how you make them feel, right? You mentioned that at the beginning. How do you make people feel? What is the vibe that you put out? What is the experience that people have when they work with you? And, the thing here too is that, this is always a work in progress, right? So don't be too hard on yourself here. Now, I know I am a high achiever, Edith. I'm a high achiever, and I go, 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 go. And I can be very hard on myself. And I know I've seen this with other entrepreneurs as well. So sometimes, when we don't meet the time frames with certain things, and I know this has been a challenge for me lately with a few things because I've had so much on the go, and this is where I know it's time. The universe is telling me, God is telling me, whatever you believe is telling me to grow the team, right? Because being busy is actually it's not something to be proud of, being busy all the time. And because we need to look at why do we feel the need to be busy all the time, right? And for me, I know there's been like an underlying sense of, not belonging or not being loved, because everyone wants love, right? Not being loved if I don't work hard, right? And it's actually a European ethic as well, Edith, that, you have to work hard to, to have a good life. This is how we've been educated. And in fact, in lots of parts of Europe, they don't have government handouts if you don't have a job, or you don't work. People had to work, or have to work even in many parts of the world, to actually be able to even survive, right? So knowing that, then I can now shift that, now that I have an understanding of, okay, so I've had this busyness going on because I've been wanting to prove that I'm good enough, because I've had some sense of not feeling good enough at some point in my life, like a lot of people have, right? And owning that, and most people have some sense of, I don't belong, I'm not good enough, or that kind of the imposter syndrome, right? Which can come up for all of us. And so moving through that, to have the courage to move through that, and actually to grow and evolve with the whole customer service journey, and with the whole business journey, and the branding journey, which may change over time too. A lot of businesses do change their brand too, don't they, Edith, over time? They often review it. Actually, what would you say to that with the brand? Like Commonwealth Bank, for example, massive bank here, they changed their whole brand a little while ago, changed the logo, and it's not just the logo, but changed quite a lot. What would you say about that?
Totally. I would advise checking in every year, but you wouldn't want to totally rebrand if it's not working. Yes, rebranding works. it has to. But if it's working, check in once a year, and then rebrand as you go. Every couple of years, maybe every 3 years, you should be looking at rebranding your look and feel, and messaging also is changing. Messaging is always changing and evolving. As you figuring out who is your target audience, who is your niche, it gets to be changed on regular basis. But checking in with the overall branding, it should be done once a year.
Once a year. So check in on the branding and see if you're still aligned with the brand that you have. I think that's a great idea. And actually, I think about superstars like Madonna, right? Look how many times Madonna has changed her look. And I mean, she's still Madonna. It's still the Madonna brand. And, you know, people like Jennifer Lopez, Pink, you know, people like this that consistently change their look and how they come across. You know, Madonna at one point was like the hippie chick, and then she looked like Marilyn Monroe. And then she, you know, and she's gone through so many different stages. It's interesting. So how willing are you to actually, you know, ebb and flow and be willing to change your look and change your the way you do things, you know, still being authentic in what you're doing, however, you know, having some flexibility there in how you come across. And I guess if I think of Madonna, I think, you know, she's out there, everything she's done with her branding, even though she's had different sort of images, it's all been out there in some way. It's all been very expressive. You know, the Marilyn Monroe was a bit like the you know, like she pretty much copied the Marilyn Monroe idea. However, she still pulled it off beautifully, I thought, when she did that with one of her songs. So yeah, looking at that too, you know, at how willing are you to be creative with this and to explore and have fun with it.
Totally. You just reminded me of some of my looks in the past.
Yeah, me too,
I love
actually.
Madonna.
Yes, we're walking around with all those bangles. I've still got all the bangles here from years ago.
Yeah.
From the desperately seeking Susan days way back then. Yeah. We're showing our age now, Edith. And she's amazing, Madonna. She's still going. She's still, you know, she keeps so fit. She looks after herself. She's about 5 foot or something. She's a tiny little girl, a bit like actually, you know, Jennifer Lopez is also quite short, and yes, Kylie Minogue. There's quite a lot of short performers, which is interesting. You know, it's always like they need to be heard above the noise. You know,
I know.
And yeah, amazing. So it's not about how high, how tall you are, how short you are, how fat you are, how skinny you are. It doesn't matter about any of that. You can still put yourself out there and express yourself fully, because the fact is, you know, a third of people die by the age of 65. This is the stats, you know, 1/3 of all people. And most people, I find, just take life way too seriously. They take it way too seriously. And particularly, you know, through COVID, it's been a lot of drama, let's face it, you know, and if you put the news on, if you want to be depressed, just watch the news. And so this is why I'm out to shift the consciousness with more gratitude and good news, because with every negative, there's always a positive. And no matter what's going on in the world, there's always something we can be grateful for, right? Always. It's just about what we choose to focus on. If you focus on the doom and gloom, that's what you're going to see more of, right? Focus on the love. I've got the little love huddy. Focus on love, you will get more love.
I've got one.
You know? Are you going to? So what you put out is what you're going to get back. Treat others as you are. I love it. Treat others as you want to be treated. We're sending you love watching this right now. Sending you love. And, you know, that's it. Like, you know, love is where it's at. Love and above is joy, gratitude, peace. You know, what is that for you? What is going to give you that in your life? You know, no matter what business, no matter what you're doing, you know, here with branding, successful branding, I mean, this can be used for business and it can be used for life as well, because people will still judge you, right? And you will still judge yourself on your own personal brand, right? Whether you're in business or not in business, you will have something going on for you where people will go, oh, that person's like that, or that person's like that. There'll always be some judgment of you, right? People are always going to have their opinion. And then you will have your opinion of yourself. You will have your own judgments of yourself, right? You will be branding yourself all the time. So I would suggest you watch and notice the conversations going on in your own head when you look at yourself in the mirror, for example, or, you know, when you put yourself down at times. Just notice those conversations where you're branding yourself a certain way, right? It's interesting. And that,
100% agree. 100%
yeah,
agree. And yeah, about judgment is that's the price we are paying to step out from our comfort zone. That's the price we are paying, and we are willing to pay that price to be heard and to express who we truly are. And
yes.
we've got to create that courage and empowerment to empower others.
Yeah, absolutely. And be willing to put yourself out there. Now, I'm working with an amazing lady called Shah Moore here on the Gold Coast, and she's done quite a few magazines, and she's started the whole feminescence movement. Feminescence, I love that word. And she has got a whole lot of amazing ladies in compilation books now as well, collaborated with the Feminescence book projects. And now she's about to start a TV show called The Girlfriend Hour TV. She's going to actually do a live studio show here, which is going out to the networks. And it's all about having authentic conversations with women, like, just, you know, how is your day-to-day going? You know, how are you coping, etc. You know, because there's superstars all around us, and we may not know them as the Madonnas of the world. However, you know, there are superstars around us. And I must say, I admire women who work from home and also have children and families and so much else going on in the background. And Edith, now you have some children, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I have few. Yes, I have three children. So my children are aged 9, 18, and 21. So the last two, they pretty okay. They are on their own. But yes, I still have a 9-year-old to take care of and take to school and lunch and school trips and all of that. So I'm still
Yes.
I'm still busy with him, and we just spent this. We had a bank holiday here in England, and we've spent a lot of time painting watercolors, which I love painting, but it, for some reason, as a mother, I always wanted everything clean, nice and clean before.
Yes.
And I didn't allow my children to be like get totally messy. Judge me all you want. I'm
Yes.
like, oh,
Yes.
don't spill this, don't spill that. And I'm like, no, you've got to like push yourself and just be creative. You cannot contain creativity. So we let ourselves to be creative with watercolors, and it was really amazing time spent with my 9-year-old.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. So how is it for you? What are some things that you do to, you know, to actually run a business from home as well as have children of different ages? That's quite a mix of ages there too, I must say. You'll be going
Yeah,
through your teenage years all over again soon with a 9-year-old. How do you
that's
manage it, and how do you manage your energy and you know, maintain focused in business?
totally. It's all about leadership and allowing yourself to not to be strict, to just do work, and allowing your time, and being urgent with everything, with every appointment or every meeting or job, and have it everything scheduled in, so nothing will be out of place, and have schedule for yourself as a self-care, and and time with your children. I think that's the most important, and it all goes back to your leadership and how you are being accountable to with your own schedule.
Schedule is a big one. And actually, you know, I know for me, I have often in the past, and it happened again today, is where I got a little bit in that overwhelmed state. I was like, oh my goodness, I've got so much to do. How am I going to get through all of this? And actually last night before bed, I actually brain dumped. I just went, right, okay, just put everything down, all the things you've got to do. Because I actually like putting pen to paper when I'm writing down all my get to do lists, as they say, not to do lists, it's get to do. You get to do these things. And actually today has been a really productive day. I mean, there's still a lot left on the list, let me tell you. However, having that written down last night has been really good for me because it's helped my subconscious mind overnight to help make things happen quicker. So what are some of the things you do, Edith, to help manage a big schedule? And I know you've got some exciting projects on the horizon as well. What are some of your leadership and productivity hacks that you can give us?
So before I go into that, I've got two more branding steps.
Oh, yes. Let's get through the branding steps. Yes, we're teasing you, watching people going, what's number 6 and 7? We were going to come back to it, but yes, okay, let's get back to it. And then we'll come back. Okay.
So number 6 is stop selling and be helpful to be quick and easy. So the way you are with your family, with your friends, that's how you should be with your customers. Not selling and telling them, oh, come, here is my shiny object, here's my product, come and get it, and then be saying like, oh, they don't want to buy it, I'm not having customers, because that's not how it works. You've got to be helpful. You've got to provide value first. Like I previously said, send out emails, send out messages, create your group of customers that you constantly communicating with, and asking them what they want, what they're struggling with right now, and then deliver those. And I'm not saying give them free services. I'm saying give them valuable information, so they will take it on board. And then, if they want more, which they naturally will, because they want to progress their business, they want to grow their business and their revenue. So therefore, they will come back to you and ask you for your service. So stop selling and be helpful.
Yes, and be of service. Yeah, and solve problems, right? Solve problems is another one. If someone comes with a problem, how can you help them with that?
Exactly. And the last but not least is to network. To start conversations. And if you tell me you don't know your customers, it means that you haven't been networking, you haven't been telling people about your services. So you get to network, and Aldwyn, we met on amazing network group event, and that's how you find people who will support you, who will give you advice, and you've been amazing, Aldwyn, at supporting me and other women in that network as well. And it's been just amazing, and I cannot say enough. I'm investing both my time and my resources into networking, because some of the networks are not free. You've got to join, and you've got to pay the fee. So either you pay with the time or with your resources, but you still get to network and putting your business out there. And I'm doing that so I can support the customers that are investing in my services and spread awareness of their business and their services. So
yeah, I love that one too. Your network is your net worth. A lot of people say your network is your net worth. And the more people you speak to, the more money you make also. And I heard another great statement which really landed for me on the weekend, and it's the more fun I have, the more money I make, and the less I do, the more money I make too. How's that one? The less I do. So actually building the team, letting go. You know, Rome was definitely not built in a day or built by one person. And, you know, we are so incredibly powerful as human beings. This is part of the big message that I want to get out there. And actually connecting with people by networking is massive. And I actually have quite a few clients now that actually have become clients through networking, because, you know, people want to know who they're working with, and it takes 10 to 12 points of contact and times that people hear you and see you before they want to do business with you. In fact, I had a client, Edith, recently. I've known this lady for 15 years, and we've networked and we've done events together and things like that. But she actually came on board as a client after 15 years. She was now ready to get some media advice. And of course, she thought about me. And that's the thing, is being front of mind, is that, you know, when people do want someone who they can trust in your industry, who are they going to come to? So it's being front of mind, consistently putting yourself out there, right? Consistently. So yeah, I love that one. And yeah, it's brilliant. And here we met on an international networking event, and here we are collaborating now, and I'll be speaking at one of your exciting events coming up. And do you want to talk about that event at all, Edith? Do you want to mention that yet?
Sure.
Okay.
It's all about branding and marketing, and the top tips that you can. It's a summit event with amazing people like yourself, Aldwyn, experts on media, on marketing and branding, and they will help you with all the branding and marketing needs. I can just bring up my notes quickly about the summit and tell you a little bit about it. It's called the Top Branding and Marketing Secrets, and the purpose is to support business owners and advise on how to exponentially grow your revenue using the latest rebranding and marketing techniques. So some of the points is how to create branding for small, medium-sized businesses, find out the latest marketing techniques, learn how to develop your unique brand voice and your brand story, and your top tips to market your business efficiently and on budget, and also find out some useful information to successful personal branding. So
fantastic. And what are the dates of that coming up?
That's 16th and 17th of May.
16th and 17th of May. So not that far away, actually. 16th and 17th of May is just around the corner.
It's 11 days. Yeah.
11 days. Wonderful. Yes, so fantastic. So keep an eye out for that. Do we have a link to share for that, Edith? Let's have a look.
I will post it. I don't have it ready right here, but I will post it in the comments.
Excellent, excellent. And Kate says, congratulations. That sounds amazing. Absolutely. It sounds amazing. And we've got, now I'll pop in here the chat, the Courage Magazine Global, for anyone who's interested in that magazine, and opportunities there to be featured. Have a chat to Edith. Actually, if someone does want to be featured in the magazine, how can they go about that, Edith?
They can connect with me, send me email, edith@Empress Media. Once you register to Courage Magazine Global, I will send you an email that you can, I can actually pop a little...
the email here. Yep,
yeah.
Edith.
I have Calendly link as well.
Wonderful. Okay, we'll pop the Calendly link in there. So it's edith@emperorsmedia.com if you would like to have a chat about featuring in Courage Magazine. Just reach out there to Edith there, and the website for the magazine, couragemagazineglobal.com.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent. So do we have any questions from our viewers? Anyone have any questions for Edith? Just pop in the comments here if you do. Gratitude. Absolutely. Catherine King is with us. Thank you, Catherine. Gratitude. Absolutely. Yes, it's what it's all about. Kate says, love that. Excellent. I'm not sure what she was saying. Love that too. However, thank you for that. Something we said. She says, love that, whatever it was. Now we'll just pop another. Here we go. Here's the Calendly link now. If you want to book a call with Edith, who is in the UK. So bear in mind right now. So what time is it for you over there now?
It's 10:40 a.m.
10:40 a.m. on May 4, and here in Australia on the Gold Coast, it is right now 7:40 p.m. on the same day. Okay, so while you're going to sleep in some parts of the world, someone somewhere else in the world is waking up, and so you're having coffee and I'm having wine.
Nice.
I'm actually having water, but I'll be ready for a wine after this. So that's the Calendly link there. We've popped that in the chat. Now, if you can't see it there, just look on Aldwyn Altuney Media Queen Facebook page or Media Queen TV on YouTube. Make sure those links are there. And we can connect with you. So future plans for you, Edith, future plans. What's on the horizon after this amazing event you've got on branding? What else is coming up for you?
Yeah, so my magazine, my magazine,
Yes.
Courage Magazine Global is being published, and then we will be publishing a third edition of Courage Magazine Global, and I have a couple of events scheduled as well, and I have a branding. Branding, how do you call it? Retreat, branding retreat coming up somewhere in July. It's not yet. We don't have anything yet set in stones, but I want to create a branding retreat where women can either come physically and have a couple of days of going through their branding, going through the strategy and figuring out how they can align their core values to their own business, and how they can relax in the same time. So doing business and relaxing, spending time with, investing in yourself, because that's really important to have that time in investing in your business, but investing in yourself, because who else is there if it's not you? If you are the main person in your business, you've got to take care of yourself and pour lots of love and into yourself. So I am collaborating with different experts to bring the retreat together, but that is yet to come.
Wonderful. And will that be in the UK, that retreat?
Yes.
Nice. So it could be worth coming over for that one.
Yes, I'm eyeing a couple of castles,
Oh, beautiful. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. Wow, we don't really have castles here in Australia. It's a fairly new country since England came in anyway. I mean, it's millions of years old with the Aboriginals. However, Aboriginals never built castles, so it's a different kind of culture, Well, they didn't need to. They had everything in nature, I guess. But I do love the castles. Something very special about castles. So that is going to be amazing. Well, I look forward to hearing more about that, Edith.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. And Courage Magazine. So it's a third issue that's going to be coming out shortly. Is that correct?
Second. Now it's the second, and
then the third.
Third.
And how often do they come out?
They come out every 4 months.
For every 4 months. Okay. And what sort of contributors are you looking for? What sort of stories for that magazine?
So most of the contributors are women who are starting their own businesses. And if you are listening to us right now, if you're watching us, then it's all about how we started our business and what hoops we had to overcome or jump through to start our business. A lot of women are supporting with editorials, with tips how they came about starting business, but also how to be confident, how to overcome different issues in the business, how to create a self-care for yourself. So all different contributors. And if you would like also to advertise in the magazine, we can schedule a chat with you. So we can. I personally design the advert for you with links to your website, so more people will see your business and your services, but also you will have the opportunity to be on this included in the summit that I will be creating for the following issue. So every issue we have a summit, and we are bringing women who are advertising in the magazine on board, so they can share their story and their services with the wider audience.
Fantastic. I love it, Edith. I love it. And just back to what we covered before, we asked about before, and then we went to step 6 and 7. So any tips around productivity or leadership that you can give out? Because obviously you're a great leader who's doing phenomenal things and running a family and looking after a 9-year-old. So how do you do it? What are some of your productivity hacks?
So my productivity hacks are very simple. Make things fast, easy, and fun.
I love it.
This was a message from my coach and my mentor, and fast, easy, and fun. So everything that you do, make sure is fast and easy and fun. And this is the same goes to creating your plan for the day. Just like you said, put everything on the paper, write it down, and then follow those steps. If you've got to sort out things around the house, then you do the same thing. Oh, I've got to water the garden, I've got to replant my strawberries, I've got all of those different things, and make it fun. Like, include your family and include your children to helping and supporting you and being there for you. I've got to tell you a secret. I'm a supporter, so I love supporting others. But I hide, behind computer. I hide in the house. So for me to step out from my comfort zone is doing things like this, and I am still supporting others, but in a different way. And still
Absolutely.
stepping out from my comfort zone. So
Yeah, nice. So when you say you're a supporter, is that in the Wealth Dynamics profile that you're a supporter, or are you a supporter in general in life?
it's like we have 4 different quadrants of personality. So I'm a supporter in that quadrant. It's a
Right.
leadership quadrant,
Yeah. So
kind
that's
of.
the is that the
Mhm.
Wealth Dynamics one that Roger Hamilton created? Is that one based on the I
Mm,
Ching?
no,
Okay,
no, it's
different one.
not that one.
Okay.
Um, and I think there are many different
Yeah.
tests. I've done MBMI or something like that before, and all different.
Myers-Briggs, the
Uh,
DISC
but
profile.
but and disc profile, yes.
Yes.
So it might be from disc profile, yes.
Uh-huh.
Um, so um, so I love supporting others. Anytime somebody says, oh, can you do this, or can you do that for me, or I'm there for them, but I often forget about myself and how to take time and ground myself. So I've got to have that schedule in every single day. I've got to schedule it in. If it's not on my schedule to take some time off for myself, then it's not going to happen. Uh, and
Yes.
and and that's what it is. And if you are a different personality, then you can find out. I can support you with that, of course. Finding out
Yes.
your own personality and what things you can do or don't, because I went through that learning curve about myself. Um, but yeah, it's we've got to figure out what we are the best at, and then support others and create that business around us. And it also comes down to your branding. Branding is crucial to your business, because branding is who you are.
Yes, branding is who you are. Love it. Love that. And we've got Rands with us. Rands Roldan. This is great, fast, easy, and fun. Thank you.
Hi, hi, Randy. That's my friend. Oh, I love you so
Wonderful.
much.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that too. Fast, easy, and fun. And if it's fast, easy, and fun, you're more likely to enjoy it and you're more likely to do it quickly. And there is something out there called the Pomodoro Technique, which is basically you set an alarm for 15 minutes, or you set a timer and you just do the task, focused attention. You just get through as much as you can in 15 minutes, and then you take a break. And then you set it again, another 15 minutes, focused attention. Because if we don't have a girlfriend said last night, she said, don't use the word deadline because it's a very negative word. So
No.
use time frame. And I never really thought of deadline being a negative word, but deadline is kind of quite intense. Whereas time frame, if you set a time frame to it, then you'll work to the time frame. If we don't have a time frame, things can go on and on and on, right? So that is a great one. And another good one is the 5-second rule, right? You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, right? So
Yeah,
when the
never
alarm
miss.
goes off in the morning and you just want to turn it off and go back to sleep, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. Get up quickly, do it, and you'll feel much better for it rather than sleeping in. However, listen to your body. If you're really tired and you really need to sleep in, then do that. Listen to your body and tune in. And fun is definitely where it's at, because when you're vibrating at fun, actually with Dr. Hawkins' scale of consciousness here, I'll just bring this up very quickly. Now, this diagram is absolute gold. I live by this. This is all scientifically proven that we vibrate at different frequencies. And when you are in love and above, you are vibrating at 528 hertz. Okay. And so with joy, when you're having fun, you're at 540. You're actually above love. You're vibrating above love. And peace, when you meditate, etc., and enlightenment, you're above 600. So 600, 700 plus. When you're in fear, you're right down here where this arrow is. You're at 100 hertz. And most of the world right now is vibrating between grief and fear, 75 to 100. The very lowest vibration you'll feel, apart from being dead will be 0. So obviously, if you're watching this, you're not dead, thank goodness. With shame is 20. If you have shame around anything in your life, if you have guilt, you're here at 30. Apathy is 50, and it goes from there. So really, it's really good to get conscious of where are you vibrating at right now. And this is part of why I started the Global Good News Challenge, to help lift the vibration on the planet. You can actually see that diagram. I've actually put it into into a new Facebook group I've started, which is called Conscious Community Global. Conscious Community Global, brand new Facebook group. I'll pop my link tree in here, which has got all of my links, and people can connect with me here, linktree/Aldwyn. I also do a free webinar, how to gain over $1 million worth of free positive publicity, which you can hop along to as well, and a whole lot of other amazingness in there.
I've been on Aldwyn's webinar. I loved it so much. So if anyone would like to come on, please do that. And
thank you, Edith.
It's valuable. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I do give a lot of good content, and over 20 years working as a journalist, I share insider secrets from working in the media. We do have one coming up in a few weeks, so hop on there and have a look at that free webinar. And if you follow me in Eventbrite too, then you'll get all our event updates. So I'll share a little bit more in just a sec. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Edith? I feel like I could chat to you all day. I can't believe we've been chatting for over an hour already. We could just keep on going here.
I
Obviously, the
just looked.
coffee's kicking in.
Yes, yes, yes. I just looked at the time and I'm like, oh, I thought we were like 45 minutes in or whatever.
No, these
Over
normally
an
go for an
hour.
hour, sometimes a bit longer, but so, it depends how much there is to talk about. So we kind of go with the flow. Today we've gone for an hour and over 8 minutes right now. So we will wrap up. Is there anything finally you'd like to say, Edith, before we do wrap up?
So all I wanted to say is branding your business is not that hard, and it's not it doesn't have to be confusing, and doesn't have to be like this overwhelming giant mountain in front of you, but it can be easy and it can be fun, and once the business is branded and aligned with your core values, with your messaging, that's when you start growing and progressing. Once it's aligned, and make it
Yeah.
fun, easy, and fun. No,
Yes.
fast, easy, and fun.
Fast, easy, and fun. Fast, easy, and fun. Yeah, and challenge yourself with the fast.
Yeah,
Challenge yourself as how quick can you get this task done? Have fun with it. Make it a game for yourself. Yeah, love that. That is
100%.
brilliant. Thank you, Edith. It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today, and I so love connecting with you. I love hearing your accent. You've got such a beautiful
Oh,
accent with all your multicultural influences there from all over the
yeah.
world.
Global
Really,
accent.
the global accent is fantastic. Of course, I don't have the Aussie accent. No, it's not. No, I don't have the accent. You're the one with the accent, right? That's what we always say, right? You got the accent. No, you got the accent. Yeah.
Totally.
We're all looking from our own perspective. It has been a pleasure. And thank you so much for joining us, for those who have joined us on this live event. If you do want to do the Global Good News Challenge for May, you can start your challenge anytime between now and Friday. Okay, so all you do is you just do a simple Facebook Live for 5 days in a row for May and just share your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and a piece of good news. That's it. Very simple.
I'll be joining
You'll
you.
be joining? Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, very soon. And then we will be sharing your Facebook Live. We will share it into our Loving Life group, which has over 2,000 members. We'll share it also into our Global Good News Challenge Facebook page, so you get free marketing out of it. Please do remember hashtag Global Good News Challenge when you do the post. Most people do it in about 1 to 3 minutes. They'll do a video. Very simple. You can be out and about. You don't have to be all done up with makeup, etc. Just share from the heart, your name, what you do, 3 things you're grateful for, and your good news. And the good news could be something about what you're up to today. It could be something about that you've just seen this great video here today, the great interview, right? That could be your good news. You've just learned something from this. In fact, I'd love for you to share into the comments, what did you learn from this today? Let us know. What have you got out of this today? Love to see into the comments. Rands has actually said there, he says, yes, I agree with the time frame instead of deadline. Thank you for this. Yeah, it's really, it's interesting to get conscious to the words that we say, such as, like, for example, understand. Understand is standing under. Whereas if you understand, it's standing from the inside rather than understanding as in standing underneath anyone else. So there's all this kind of language that is very, very interesting when you look into it. And I've been studying quite a bit of common law lately and really, getting my head around all of this. There's things we say all the time that we're often not conscious that we're saying. And if you consider the meaning of those words, it can blow your mind. So
Yes, deadline. That word have changed in my life as well. I'm saying as a completion day, but now you changed it around and you're saying time frame. Says that's a totally different word.
yes, it's framing it
Just
within a time.
framing that instead
Yeah.
of completing or a deadline.
Yeah.
Deadline. I like, who invented deadline?
Yeah. Well, that's right. And see, having worked in the media for years, there was always deadlines. It was always, what's the deadline? And even when you
Same.
get, actually, even the advertising sheets, when you look at different media organizations and they send you their ad rates, it all has deadline, the deadline,
Yeah.
deadline all over the media.
In creative world, in
Yes.
design world, there's also deadline. We must
Yes.
keep the deadlines.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
We've
Yeah.
got to change
Fascinating.
our wording and
Yeah.
change
So
the world.
changing. And so I want to thank Colette Whelan for that. Colette's actually one of my new Mass Media Mastery clients. We were on a media consultation last night. She said, is it okay if I just say this one thing to you about deadline? And so she actually shared it. Lovely lady. And we're doing some more work together. So you'll be hearing more from her. So thank you, Colette, for that one. Really appreciate that. If you're watching, turn deadlines into timeframes. There we go. Okay, so stay connected, my friends. Here's the link tree again, linktree/Aldwyn. Also connect with the beautiful Edith. We've got Edith at emperorsmedia.com and couragemagasine.global.com. We also have her Calendly link here in the chat as well. Here it is, calendly.com/Edith-Emperors Media/meeting. You'll see all that in there. And also I have a Calendly link as well in my link tree. So for anyone who'd like to reach out and have a chat, please do that. And as Gandhi says, be the change you wish to see in the world. As I say, shine bright and light up all those around you. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Any final words, Edith, before we end the broadcast?
Yes, thank you so much, Aldwyn, and I really appreciate your time and your efforts, and your energy is just so amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, Edith. It's such an honor and pleasure and privilege to have you on the show today, to connect with you like this. And I really look forward to your summit coming up. We'll have details about that online as well. So keep an eye out for that. We'd love you to join us at the summit. Sending you lots of love. Our friends watching this all over the world. Mwah. No matter what's going on in the world, there's always something you can be grateful for. So I look forward to seeing your Global Good News challenges as well, and feel the difference when you get into gratitude. You really will feel amazing. You will impact your family, your friends, your clients, your community when you get into gratitude and raise your vibration, and you will attract more money and more clients and more opportunities to yourself as well. That's just an added bonus, right? So here's sending you lots of love and lots of raised vibrations. Thank you so much. And subscribe to Media Queen TV. We've got over 700 videos there as well if you haven't yet, and see more inspiration over there as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, Edith. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.